just like to say this. I think a lot of men came north, and we've seen the whole transition of our families begin to separate. Many of the women became single female heads of households, and many families will have some similar stories. I know my family would have a similar story also. But at the same token, we had some people in our community that we admire. Who were some of your admirers as in growing up? And I know you came out of Gil Scott-Heron. You was a part of that singing group, great singer, and your role was, I'm sure, significant as well. Who were some of your admirers also during this time?
Some of the people that I admired.
Right.
Well, during that season, remember, this is the season when Malcolm is coming up.
That's right.
Dr. King is coming up, all of that. So we certainly looked to them as leaders in America that were doing some really powerful things to help bring greater equality for Black Americans. So especially during my junior high school season, I was really, really enamored with Dr. King in particular. And I remember that I was student body president in 9th grade at junior high school, David Marcus in Brownsville. And we invited Dr. King to come to speak at the junior high school. He was our man of the year. He didn't come, but he wrote me a letter with his signature on it, with his actual signature on it, and I was like totally amazed. In high school, I had another encounter with Dr. King at Dog Hammarskjöld Plaza when he had come out in 1967 against the Vietnamese War. So he was a heroic figure in my life, somebody that I looked up to. And I looked up also to my grandfather, to be honest with you. My grandfather had 18 children.
Wow, incredible.
He sent about 12 of them to college.
Gee whiz.
He was really a substantial African. He was a Garveyite. He named my father Marcus Garvey. He was a Garveyite. So, people in the family we looked up to, and then we also looked up to people that we would consider today, national iconic kind of figures. As a pastor of 18 years, and then as an assistant pastor for 8-9 years prior to that, we've always looked to do things that would help to build and sustain the family.
Absolutely.
The family. Matter of fact, I got to leave here in a few minutes to go and do my married couple seminar. We do a married couple seminar every month, and it's been one of the brighter ministries in our overall ministry at our church. Really has helped to heal families and keep married couples together.
Absolutely. And speaking of healing families and mutual person in our life, a mutual pastor, Apostle Tor Skinner, and I know you were inspired by him. I was inspired by him, and countless thousands of other people. So talk about Reverend Skinner from your standpoint, and even in your role as a nationalist during that time.
Yeah, I was cultural nationalist strictly.
Nationalist. Talk about
but Dr. King and Malcolm, those were my national sort of iconic kind of figures in my life that impacted me. But certainly Apostle Arturo Skinner did. He, in 1964, 65, my family, most of them joined his ministry. I didn't join the ministry, but I was touched by it greatly. Occasionally I'd go to the Deliverance Church at 785 DeKalb Avenue, and I was really greatly impressed with his ministry. He had a huge ministry. By the way, he was one of the first, I'd say, mega church pastors in this area. He took 18,000 people to Madison Square Garden in the late 60s, which was really unheard of. He was very charismatic, of course, had a great healing ministry, and was a great teacher. I think at the height of his ministry, his newsletter had 800,000 readers, and he had a worldwide ministry. But yeah, he impacted my life when I was. He actually came to my high school graduation. Yeah, I was salutatorian of my my graduating class at Boys High School in Brooklyn. And my mother said, "Well, Apostle Skinner's going to come to your graduation because he heard that you've done really great things at Boys High School." I said, "That Jack Glad preacher ain't coming to my graduation." Sure enough, he literally came to my graduation. It was now that began to sort of change my attitude towards him, because I was like, man, Malcolm and Dr. King, man, they're like out there, but his ministry was more to the heart, that kind of thing, and he had a bigger view, I think, than the action in the street.
Right.
He was taking care of families.
Sure.
He would do all kinds of family
Absolutely.
assistance.
Absolutely. I mean, he was a godfather of many of
Yeah.
of
You
our
too.
families. Me too.
Yeah.
I love him too, man.
Yeah.
And there's many stories that we can have. But you being a pastor now, 18 years, associate pastor for a number of years, and being in church, and here we are now. How do we address the issues now facing our black society? How do we face these issues today, from your standpoint?
Well, you know what my standpoint is. My perspective on life is simply this: if you put God out front,
That's right.
you're going to have successful families, you're going to have successful marriages, you're going to have successful community.
Right.
Because it is God's first. The teaching of Jesus Christ is so clear. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. Loving at the vertical level
Sure.
and loving at the horizontal level.
Sure.
When we love God and we put God first, then we will definitely have a greater opportunity to have success in our community. And I know that that's a rather succinct answer, but it is the bottom line.
Right.
I think that our country
Right.
has moved away from a certain level of morality, if it ever truly had it. I look on America's history, and the truth, a lot of people say that America is a Christian country. There have always been Christians in America,
Right.
but I don't think
Right.
that America as a country, based on the things that we've done nationally and internationally, if the truth be told. So we wreak havoc. Look, anytime a country is 5% of the world's population and owns 60, 70% of its wealth, there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And even internally now, with 1% having about 90% of the wealth of the country, something is wrong. And then when people try to address these issues, they are called socialist and Marxist and all of that ilk. The bottom line is that there has to be, somebody told me this as well. Well, Bishop Barnes is a friend of mine. He's a black Republican. We don't call names. He said, Bishop Barnes, we don't have money to help all the downtrodden in America. And it's not fair for people to work hard and not, help out the lower classes. I said, well, look, the way I see it is after 243 years of slavery, where our people did not get any kind of pay for their work for 243 years, I think that's probably about 12 generations. Where, your hands were tied, and you're told to run a race. Your legs were tied, you're told to run a race and keep up with everybody else. My thing is, let's have health care. Let's have good housing.
Absolutely.
And let's have food for everybody.
Absolutely. The least thing we can do here in America.
Yeah, so my friend Gil Scott Heron did coin a song a long time ago called "Who Will Pay Reparations on My Soul?"
Wow.
And look, I think, we never got the 40 acres and a mule.
Right.
So, I'm still old. I'm still old. That's the bottom line.
Right.
Look, the moral issue is the major issue in our community.
Absolutely.
Look, 90% of the crime done in our community is us.
Sure.
Now, there are structural issues that cause that.
Sure.
In part.
Absolutely.
But then you have to make up your mind. I'm not going to cut my brother. I'm not going to shoot my brother.
That's right.
I'm going to be respectful to somebody's mother, somebody's sister,
Absolutely.
somebody's wife.
Sure.
Hello?
Absolutely.
Those are things that we can do. We can't blame white folk for that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying?
Doubt. No doubt.
You can't blame. Yeah.
So,
Go
right,
ahead.
no. So, engaging black men, what could we do in conclusion, and what could we do to engage black men in some of the things that you do at the church, and to get them to providing those morals, to providing those values, some things that you may be doing at the church? What are some of the things?
You can't change the whole world, but in your arena, in your catchment, you can try to do some of those things that help to heal the black family. We do that in our Sunday sermons. We do that in Bible study. We have a men's fellowship. We have a women's fellowship. We have a children's ministry. We have a community corporation. All of those that sort of feed into the dynamic of bringing healing internally and externally in our community. Those are some of the things that we do, Reverend Dixon. And I can't go into the nuance of it because we don't have time, and I have to go.
Can I ask you something real quick before you go?
Yeah.
If I impose on you to sing a little partial song, someone's praying for me, would you do some of that?
What's the song?
Someone's praying for me, my Lord, come by here. Or a song of that many of the blacks were saying during the time of slavery, or they may be in the field.
Come by here, my Lord. Come by here. Come by here, Lord. Come by here. Come by here, my Lord. Come by here. Oh, Lord. Come by. Oh, Lordy. Come by here. 'Cause somebody needs you, Lord. Come by here. Somebody needs you, Lord. Come by here. And you know what God has always done? He has stepped right in on time.
Absolutely.
He's still an on-time God.
That's right.
And he's still there saying, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly of heart, and you will find rest for your soul.
Absolutely.
For my yoke is easy.
Absolutely.
And my burden is light.
Absolutely.
If America could adhere to that,
Absolutely.
if our state legislatures could adhere to that,
Absolutely.
if our city legislatures could adhere to that, if our families could adhere to that, if judges and police could adhere to that, we'd be a better place.
We'll be able to arise. Absolutely. Thanks, Bishop. God bless you. Thanks, Bishop.
God bless you.